The Bugatti's window descended with a whisper of expensive engineering. Chioma Okafor's world tilted. "Do you always use $3 million cars as mirrors?" She jumped back, nearly dropped her makeup bag onto Rodeo Drive's pristine sidewalk. Heat flooded her cheeks as she stared at the man inside the vehicle. Sharp jawline, eyes like polished obsidian, an expression that suggested he'd never been surprised by anything in his life. Until now. "Oh my God," the words tumbled out. I didn't see, Ma. I'm so sorry." The man in the car should have been irritated. She didn't know his name yet. Park Jun-woo, but she could tell from his expression this wasn't normal. People didn't touch his things. They definitely didn't use his Bugatti Chiron as a vanity mirror. But as he watched her face cycle through emotions, embarrassment, indignation, amusement, his mouth twitched. He didn't believe in destiny, didn't believe in meaningful coincidences. But this woman who'd adjusted her hair in his car window had done the impossible. She'd made him want to believe. 6:45 a.m. Tuesday. Beverly Hills. Chi had exactly 15 minutes to get to set. Her foundation had betrayed her at the worst possible moment. She'd overslept, a rarity for someone whose career depended on punctuality. Now she was paying for those extra 20 minutes of sleep. The early morning sun turned Rodeo Drive golden. The street was still quiet. Luxury shops not yet open. Chi's braids swung as she speed-walked. Her makeup kit bounced against her hip. She caught her reflection in a storefront window, groaned. The blending around her jawline looked muddy in the morning light. She needed a mirror. Now. That's when she saw it. A Bugatti Chiron, matte black, parked at the curb like a panther at rest. The tinted windows were perfect, dark enough to provide a clear reflection, positioned to catch the light just right. Chi glanced around. The street was empty. No one would even notice. She approached the car, leaned close to the passenger window. Perfect. She could see every detail now. She pulled out her compact, began touching up the areas that needed work, hummed softly. An old Yoruba song her mother sang while cooking. Her fingers worked quickly, expertly. Blend the foundation, check the highlight, adjust the braids framing her face. She smiled at her reflection, tested the look, then made an exaggerated thinking face. Inside the car, Park Jun-woo ended his conference call with Tokyo and stared. At 6:45 a.m. he was already 2 hours into his workday. The Bugatti was his office this morning. He'd pulled over to take the call in peace, away from the construction noise at his Beverly Hills showroom. He'd been reviewing quarterly projections when movement caught his attention. A woman, using his window as a mirror. He should have been annoyed, should have lowered the window immediately. Said something cutting, but he found himself watching. She was beautiful, that much was obvious. Skin like dark chocolate, rich and deep. Braids that fell past her shoulders, pulled into a high ponytail. But it wasn't her physical appearance that held him. It was the unself-consciousness, the way she smiled at her own reflection, completely unaware she had an audience, the pure, unguarded joy in that smile. When was the last time he'd felt joy like that? Jun-woo pressed the window button. The woman jumped back, so fast she nearly fell off the curb. Her makeup bag swung wildly. Her eyes went wide with shock. They were dark brown, flecks of gold visible even from here. "Oh my God," she stumbled over the words. I didn't see. I'm so sorry." He should say something sharp, cutting. Instead, what came out was, "You're late." She blinked. "What? You're late?" He nodded at her kit, the way she'd been hurrying. "Film set?" Yes, 15 minutes. She shook off her embarrassment, straightened her spine. "Are you going to call the police, security, for using a public mirror?" The corner of his mouth lifted. No. Silence stretched between them. She should leave. Clearly needed to leave. But she didn't move. Neither did he. "Nice car," she said finally. "I know." Her lips twitched. Humble, too. And then Park Jun-woo laughed. It was short, surprised, rusty from disuse. But it was real. The woman's face transformed. Her smile could have powered the entire city. "I really do need to go," she said, "but thanks for not having me arrested for mirror theft." "Drive safely," he said. She laughed, bright and warm. Then she was gone, jogging toward the corner where she'd probably parked, or maybe to catch an Uber. He didn't know. He sat in his car for 3 full minutes after she disappeared, stared at the spot where she'd stood. His phone buzzed. David Huang, his executive assistant. Morning meeting in 30. "You're still coming," Junwoo replied affirmatively, pulled back into traffic. As he drove toward his flagship showroom, he tried to focus on the day's agenda, the upcoming product launch, the new electric luxury line, the meeting with investors. But his mind kept drifting. Dark skin, bright smile, the way she'd looked at him without an ounce of intimidation or calculation, just amusement. He shook his head. It didn't matter. He'd never see her again. 2 days later, Park Luxury Motors' flagship showroom. The conference room overlooked the showroom floor. Millions of dollars in automotive excellence gleamed under perfect lighting. Junwoo sat at the head of the table, fingers steepled, listening to Rachel Kim outline the marketing strategy for their biggest launch yet. "The electric line needs a different approach," Rachel was saying, her tablet projected onto the screen. "We're not just selling cars anymore. We're selling a lifestyle. Sustainability meeting luxury, the future meeting tradition. Which is why we've hired Vision Productions," David added. He pulled up the next slide. "Their portfolio is impressive. They handled the McLaren campaign last year, the Aston Martin rebrand. And they're bringing their A-team," Rachel interrupted, clearly excited, "including their lead makeup artist. Apparently she's worked on major films, Emmy-nominated. She'll ensure every shot is perfect." The door opened. Junwoo glanced up automatically. Froze. Braids, dark skin. That smile that could light up cities. She stood in the doorway, portfolio in hand. She wore high-waisted jeans and a colorful blouse, somehow both professional and artistic. Her eyes scanned the room, landed on him. Recognition sparked, her mouth fell open. "You're the car guy. You're the makeup artist," he replied. "Wait, you're the client?" Rachel looked between them, confused. "You two know each other?" "We've met," Chi said slowly. She walked into the room with impressive composure, set her portfolio on the table, extended her hand to Rachel. "Kioma Okafor, Chi Oma. Everyone calls me Chi. And yes, I'm the lead makeup artist for this project." Junwoo stood, because his mother had raised him with manners despite everything. Park Junwoo, Junwoo. Her hand was warm, her grip firm, professional. But when her fingers touched his, heat sparked. Her breath caught slightly. She felt it too. "Shall we begin?" Rachel said, oblivious to the tension crackling across the table. The meeting lasted 2 hours. Chi was professional, knowledgeable, creative. She spoke about lighting, skin tones, how to make the cars look powerful while keeping the human element approachable. She showed them her portfolio, actors she'd worked with, campaigns she'd led. She was talented, clearly. But Junwoo couldn't focus on her work. He kept remembering her using his car window as a mirror, humming that song, completely unguarded. "Mr. Park," he blinked. Everyone was looking at him. "Sorry." "What?" Chi's lips curved, barely suppressed amusement. "I asked if you had preferences for the aesthetic. Modern? Classic? Somewhere in between?" Their eyes locked. He saw the moment she remembered too. That morning. The surprise. His unexpected laugh. "Somewhere in between," he said finally. "Traditional values. Modern execution. I can work with that." The meeting ended with handshakes and schedules. 6 weeks of shooting. Multiple locations. A gala launch event at the end. As everyone filed out, Chi lingered, organized her portfolio. Junwoo found himself lingering too, pretending to review notes on his tablet. "Small world," she said when they were alone. "Los Angeles is many things. Small isn't one of them. And yet." She zipped her portfolio case. "Here we are." "Here we are," he agreed. She moved toward the door, paused, turned back. "For the record, I really am sorry about using your car as a mirror." "For the record?" He allowed himself a small smile. "It was the most interesting thing that happened to me that week." Her laugh filled the conference room. As she left, Junwoo realized he wanted to hear it again. That evening, Culver City. Chi burst into her apartment like a hurricane, startled her cousin Zainab off the couch. "You will not believe what just happened," Chi announced. She dropped her kit, flopped dramatically onto the cushions. Zay paused her show. "You're home early, bad meeting?" "No, weird meeting." Chi covered her face with her hands, Remember that Bugatti guy? Mirror guy? The one you were mortified about? That's him. He's the client, Zay, Park Jun-woo, owner of Park Luxury Motors. The millionaire whose car I used as a mirror is the person I'm working for the next 6 weeks. Zay's eyes went wide. No. Yes. Zay started laughing. Only you could accidentally use a millionaire's car as a mirror and then end up working for him. She groaned. It gets worse. He's gorgeous, Zay. Like, unfairly gorgeous. And when he talks, it's all business and intensity. But then I made him laugh. Actually laugh. And it completely transformed his face. Sounds dangerous. It is dangerous. She sat up. He's my client. This is professional. I cannot develop a crush on Park Jun-woo. Too late? Way too late. Her phone buzzed. Work email. Shooting schedule for tomorrow. 7 a.m. call time at the Newport Beach location. And a note at the bottom, Mr. Park will be present for all shoots to approve aesthetic choices. She stared at the email. 6 weeks of seeing him every day. I'm in trouble, she whispered. Zay patted her shoulder. Yeah, cuz, you really are. The Newport Beach showroom sparkled in the early morning sun, a temple of chrome and luxury, perched on Pacific Coast Highway. She arrived at 6:45 a.m., determined to be early, professional, completely unaffected by Park Jun-woo's presence. That determination lasted exactly 12 minutes. The lighting's wrong. She turned from setting up her station. Jun-woo stood behind her, arms crossed, staring at the setup the photography team had arranged. Good morning to you too, she said. His eyes flicked to her. Good morning. The lighting is still wrong. It's perfect for what we need. It washes out the paint job on the Huracan. She walked over to where he stood, looked at the Lamborghini in question. He was right. The overhead lights created a slight glare on the hood. Damn it. Fine, she conceded. We'll adjust. But the models arrive in 20 minutes, so I'll handle it. He was already walking toward the lighting director, speaking in rapid Korean to one of the crew members. Chi watched him work. Everyone responded immediately to his quiet authority. He wasn't loud or aggressive. Didn't need to be. People simply obeyed. Intense, isn't he? She turned, found a man about 30, African-American, expensive suit, confident smile. He seemed familiar. Daniel Brooks, he said, extended his hand. Marketing director. And then she remembered. They'd met at an industry event 2 years ago, before he'd gotten pretentious about serious careers, before she decided art mattered more than his approval. Daniel, she shook his hand coolly, didn't realize you worked here. 18 months now. Great company. June, Mr. Park, he's demanding but fair. Daniel's eyes traveled over her, made her skin prickle. Not dangerous, just presumptuous. You look good, Chi. Really good. I know. He laughed like she'd made a joke. Same old Chi. Look, I know we ended badly. You ended it, she said. I was fine. But I've been thinking. We were good together. I was an idiot. Maybe we could... No. Daniel blinked. I haven't even... Whatever you're about to suggest. Chi turned back to her kit. Organized brushes she'd already organized. No, I'm here to work, Daniel, that's all. Just think about it, he said. Dinner. Catch up. We're going to be seeing a lot of each other on this project. Before Chi could respond, a voice cut through the conversation. Cold steel. Brooks, don't you have marketing materials to review? Jun-woo had appeared beside them. His tone was perfectly professional, but his eyes made Daniel step back. Yes, sir. Just saying hello to an old friend. Hello's been said. It wasn't quite a dismissal, but close. Daniel left. Chi found herself alone with Jun-woo, in the middle of controlled chaos, crew adjusting lights, models arriving, assistants rushing past. Old friend? Jun-woo asked. Ex-boyfriend. Emphasis on ex. A flicker crossed his expression. He seems eager to change that status. He can be as eager as he wants. I'm not interested. Chi paused, studied him. Why do you care? The question seemed to surprise him. He opened his mouth, closed it, then said simply, I don't like disruptions on my projects. Personal drama creates inefficiency. There won't be any drama. I'm excellent at my job, Mr. Park. Jun-woo. What? We're going to be working closely for 6 weeks. You can call me Jun-woo. Chi's pulse jumped. Then you should call me Chi. Chi, he repeated. Her name in his mouth felt intimate. The moment stretched. Loaded with tension, neither of them acknowledged. Then David appeared. Tablets and scheduling conflicts. The spell broke. 3 hours later, the shoot was going well. She had transformed the 4 models into living art, makeup that enhanced without overpowering, that made them look powerful yet approachable, exactly what the campaign needed. Junwoo watched from behind the photographer, occasionally making notes, his face unreadable. During a break, Chi found him in the showroom office, reviewing shots on a laptop. "These are good," he said. No preamble. "Better than good. You have a gift." The compliment caught her off guard. "Thank you." "The male model in the 3rd set. You did different with his skin tone." "What?" Chi moved closer to see the screen. "He has olive undertones, so I used a warmer base with cooler highlights. Creates dimension without looking artificial. See how it catches the light?" She was pointing at the screen, close enough that her arm brushed his, close enough to smell his cologne. Expensive and subtle. Junwoo didn't move away. "Show me." For the next 10 minutes, Chi explained her techniques, the art and science of makeup, how she read faces and lighting. Junwoo listened with complete focus, asked sharp questions, actually interested. "You see things other people don't," he said finally. "It's my job to see." "No." He turned to face her fully. "It's more than that. You see deeper." Chi's breath caught. They were close. Too close for professional distance. She could see the exact shade of his eyes, a scar above his left eyebrow she hadn't noticed before. Her photographic memory captured every detail, the way his pupils dilated slightly, the faint freckle near his temple, the exact angle of his jaw. She would remember this moment forever. "Chi, lunch break," someone called from outside. They stepped apart, like they'd been burned. "I should eat," Chi said quickly. "Early start, need fuel, you know how it is. Have dinner with me." She stopped. "What?" Junwoo looked as surprised as she felt. "Tonight, dinner, to discuss the campaign, your creative direction for the remaining shoots." "That sounds like a business dinner." "It is a business dinner." "Okay." Chi grabbed her bag before she could overthink it. "Where?" "I'll text you the address, 7 o'clock. "You don't have my number." He pulled out his phone, handed it to her. Their fingers brushed again. That same electric spark. Chi typed in her number, handed it back. 7 o'clock business dinner, got it. She made it 3 steps before he called her name. "Chi?" "Yes?" "Wear whatever you want. Not whatever you think is appropriate for a business dinner." Her heart kicked against her ribs. "Why?" "Because I want to see you, not the professional version. You." She left before she could do anything stupid, like kiss a client on the first week of a 6-week project. That evening, Nobu Malibu. She had changed outfits 4 times. Finally settled on a yellow sundress. It made her skin glow. Heels made her legs look endless. Not business casual. Definitely not. If he wanted to see her, he'd see her. The restaurant overlooked the ocean. Exclusive and perfect. The host led her to a table on the patio. Junwoo waited there. Dark slacks, white button-down, sleeves rolled to his elbows. He stood when he saw her. Stared. "You look..." He seemed to search for words. "Beautiful. Thank you. You clean up okay yourself." That almost smile. "I try." Dinner started professionally enough. Discussion of shoot schedules, aesthetic choices, the timeline for the gala. But somewhere between appetizers and main course, the conversation shifted. "Why makeup?" Junwoo asked. "You could have done anything." Chi considered the question seriously. "When I was 10, my mom took me to see The Lion King on Broadway. I was obsessed with how they transformed actors into animals, the artistry, the magic. I researched it obsessively, how they did it, what materials they used. My parents thought it was a phase, but it wasn't. No, I went to art school, specialized in theatrical and film makeup, worked my way up from assistant to lead. Now I get to transform people every day, make them feel powerful, beautiful, confident." She paused. "What about you? Why cars?" His expression shuttered slightly. "Practicality. I came to America at 15. No English, no money, no connections. My father worked 3 jobs. Until he died when I was 18, I needed a career that was concrete, measurable. Cars are investments, assets. They make sense. That's not why, though." He looked at her sharply. "What?" "That's why you chose business, not why cars specifically." For a long moment he said nothing, then, "My father loved cars. Couldn't afford them. Used to take me to dealerships in Seoul, just to look. He'd point at Ferraris, Porsches. Tell me about the engineering. The beauty of perfect machinery." His voice softened. "When he died, I promised myself I'd own every car he'd ever wanted, that I'd build something he'd be proud of." Chi's chest tightened. He would be. Proud, I mean. I don't know. He valued family, connection. I have neither. By choice? By necessity. Junwoo's gaze was steady, challenging. Emotions are inefficient. Relationships are distractions. Love is a fairy tale people tell themselves to avoid loneliness. Chi set down her fork, leaned back. "You really believe that?" "I believe people confuse chemistry for connection, proximity for compatibility." "What about your parents? Did they love each other?" Junwoo's jaw tightened. "That's different." "How?" "Because they were from a different generation, different values. So love existed then, but not now." Chi tilted her head, studied him. "Or maybe you're just scared." "Excuse me? If you believe in love, you might want it." She held his gaze. "And wanting things you can't control, that terrifies you." The silence that followed was heavy. "You don't know me," Junwoo said finally. "No, but I see you." "What do you see?" Chi's voice softened. "Someone lonely, someone who built walls so high he forgot doors exist." Junwoo stood abruptly. "We should go." "I'm sorry, I didn't mean—" "No, you're right." He pulled out his wallet, dropped bills on the table. "You see too much. It's unsettling." They walked to the parking lot in tense silence. Junwoo opened the passenger door of his Aston Martin. Different car, same luxury. "I can call an Uber," Chi said. "I'm driving you home." "Junwoo, please." The words seemed to cost him. "Let me drive you home." Chi got in the car. They drove in silence for 10 minutes before she spoke. "I didn't mean to upset you." "You didn't upset me. You challenged me. No one challenges me." "Maybe someone should." He glanced at her. Vulnerability flickered in his expression. "Maybe." They pulled up to her Culver City apartment complex. Modest, colorful, distinctly un-Beverly Hills. Junwoo stared at the building like he was seeing a foreign country. "This is me," Chi said. "Chi." He turned to face her fully. "What you said at dinner, about walls and doors. I don't know if there is a door." Her heart ached. "There's always a door. You just have to want to find it. What if I don't know how to want that? Then maybe someone needs to show you," Chi said softly. She leaned over, just enough, kissed his cheek, soft, brief, devastating. "Good night, Junwoo." She was out of the car before he could respond. Junwoo sat in his Aston Martin, fingers pressed to the spot where her lips had touched his skin. Something cracked in the fortress around his heart. 2 weeks later, Park Luxury Motors, Beverly Hills flagship. The campaign was exceeding all projections. Chi's artistic vision combined with Junwoo's strategic mind created ads that felt human, despite featuring machines worth hundreds of thousands. They'd fallen into a rhythm. Morning shoots, afternoon reviews, evening discussions that started about work and ended about everything else. Chi learned that Junwoo had a photographic memory for numbers but couldn't remember birthdays, that he worked 18-hour days because stopping meant thinking, that he donated anonymously to immigrant services because he remembered what it felt like to have nothing. Junwoo learned that Chi could recreate any face she'd ever seen with perfect accuracy, that she spoke Yoruba fluently, dreamed in both English and her parents' language, that she saw beauty everywhere, graffiti, broken buildings, his own face when he thought no one was looking. They were becoming friends, and more than friends. "Your mother wants to meet me." Chi stared at Junwoo across his office desk, certain she'd misheard. "She's seen the campaign materials. She's impressed. She wants to meet the artist." He said it casually, but his fingers drummed against his thigh. A tell she'd learned meant nervousness. "Junwoo, that's a big deal, meeting someone's mother. It's just dinner. In Korean culture? With a traditional mother, it's never just dinner." His lips twitched. "You've been researching." "I research everything. It's my superpower." Chi stood, started pacing. "What if she doesn't like me?" "She'll like you." "How do you know?" "Because I—" He stopped abruptly. Chi turned. "Because you what?" "Because you're likable," he finished. But his eyes suggested that wasn't what he'd been about to say. "When?" "Tomorrow. Sunday. Her place in Koreatown." 1 o'clock. Chi nodded slowly. Okay. Sunday. Meeting your mother. No pressure whatsoever. Chi. He stood, moved closer. She's going to love you, just be yourself. What if myself isn't enough? Junwoo's hand came up, almost touching her face, then dropped. You are more than enough. Trust me. Sunday. Koreatown. Mrs. Park Mi-sun, Ma, lived in a modest apartment. It smelled like home, ginger, garlic, sesame oil, and something sweet Chi couldn't identify. The woman who answered the door was small, elegant, with sharp eyes that missed nothing. You must be Kioma, Chi-o-ma, she said. Accented but clear English. Come in, come in. Chi entered, acutely aware of Junwoo beside her, tense as a wire. The apartment was simple, but immaculate. Photos covered one wall. A younger Junwoo in school uniforms, with his father, at various ages. Chi's memory captured every image. Sit, please. Mrs. Park gestured to the low table, already laden with dishes. You like Korean food? I've never had authentic home cooking, Chi admitted, but I love trying new things. That earned her a smile. Good, good. My son, he eats too much American food, forgets his roots. Ioma. Ma, Junwoo said, embarrassed. It's true. When was the last time you had proper kimchi jjigae? Chi bit back a smile. Junwoo was being scolded like a teenager. This was a side of him she'd never seen. Softer, younger, almost vulnerable. Lunch was incredible. Mrs. Park had made enough food for 10 people. She watched with satisfaction as Chi tried everything. Asked questions about ingredients and techniques. You cook? Mrs. Park asked. Nigerian food, my mother taught me. Jollof rice, egusi soup, plantains. You must teach Junwoo. He can barely boil water. I can cook, Junwoo protested. Both women looked at him skeptically. I can order very efficiently, he amended. Chi laughed, caught Mrs. Park watching her with an expression that made her pulse quicken. After lunch, Junwoo was banished to clean up. Mrs. Park showed Chi the photos. This was his father, she said, pointed to a picture of a man with Junwoo's eyes and a warm smile. Good man. Worked too hard. Died too young. Junwoo said he came here at 15? Yes. My husband wanted better life for our son. We lost everything in Seoul, business failed. Started over here with nothing. She touched the photo gently. He worked himself to death giving Junwoo opportunities. And my son, he thinks success means never stopping, never resting. Like if he stops, he dishonors his father's sacrifice. Chi's throat tightened. That must be hard for both of you. He needs someone to remind him that living is not the same as achieving. Mrs. Park turned to face Chi fully. You are first girl he brings to meet me in 10 years. Oh, we're not. This is professional. My son does not bring professional contacts to his mother's house for lunch. The older woman's smile was knowing. He looks at you the way his father looked at me. Before Chi could respond, Junwoo returned, drying his hands on a towel. Yoma, are you embarrassing me? Someone must. You are too serious. Mrs. Park patted Chi's hand. Come back soon. Bring your mother. I teach you proper Korean cooking. You teach me Nigerian, yes? I'd love that, Chi said. Meant it. Later, Junwoo's car. They drove in comfortable silence until Junwoo spoke. Thank you. For what? For being kind to her. For seeing her. Really seeing her. She's wonderful. Fierce. Loving. I see where you get your strength. Junwoo pulled over suddenly, into a lookout point overlooking the city. The sun was setting, painting LA in gold and pink. My father died on a Tuesday, he said. No preamble. Heart attack. 49 years old. I was 18. Had been in America for 3 years. I came home from community college and he was just gone. Chi reached over, took his hand. He didn't pull away. I promised him, standing over his hospital bed, that I would be successful, that I would never be poor again, never vulnerable, never dependent on anyone. His voice cracked. I've kept that promise, built an empire, made millions, but I'm exhausted, Chi. Junwoo, I work 18 hours a day because stopping means feeling. Feeling means remembering. He turned to her. His eyes were raw. Until you used my car window as a mirror, and everything changed. Chi's heart was hammering. What changed? I started wanting things. Wanting to laugh, to talk, to know someone beyond transactions. He lifted their joined hands. To know you. I want to know you too, Chi whispered. Even knowing I'm hurting. You're not broken. You're human. There's a difference. Junwoo leaned closer. Chi's breath caught. This was it. The moment that would change everything. His phone rang. They both jumped apart. Junwoo answered with a curse. What? Now? I'll be there in 20 minutes. He hung up, jaw tight. Emergency at the Palo Alto location. Shipment issue, I have to go. Of course, work. Chi, I'm sorry. Don't be. This is important. She forced a smile. Rain check? Tomorrow. Dinner. A real dinner. Not business. Just us. I'd like that. He drove her home. When she got out, he caught her hand. Chi, what my mother said. About how I look at you. Yes? She wasn't wrong. Before Chi could respond, he pulled away. Left her standing on the sidewalk. Racing heart. Unstoppable smile. Inside the apartment, Zay took one look at her face and grinned. Oh, you're in deep now, aren't you? Chi collapsed on the couch. So deep I can't see the surface anymore. Is he worth it? Chi thought about Junwoo's laugh, his vulnerability, the way he looked at her like she was precious and terrifying. Yeah, she said softly. I think he might be. Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. Chi's phone lit up with a text. Can't do dinner tonight. Investor crisis. Tomorrow? She stared at the message. Tried to ignore the disappointment coiling in her stomach. No problem, work comes first. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. It shouldn't. Chi's heart squeezed. Before she could respond, another message came through. But it does. I'm sorry. She didn't hear from him the rest of the day. Wednesday, Newport Beach shoot. Junwoo arrived late, looked exhausted, barely spoke to her beyond professional necessities. When their eyes met across the showroom, his expression was guarded, distant. The man who'd held her hand was gone. The cold CEO was back. Is he okay? Zay whispered, touching up a model's lipstick. I don't know, Chi admitted. He's been weird since Sunday. Sunday when you met his mother and he practically confessed his feelings? Yeah, that's Sunday. 'Cause he's running scared. From what? Zay gave her a look. From you, from feelings, from everything he's spent 31 years avoiding. At the end of the shoot, Chi found Junwoo in the office, staring at his laptop without really seeing it. Can we talk? He didn't look up. I'm busy. Junwoo, this was a mistake. His voice was flat, getting personal, crossing professional boundaries. It was a mistake. The words hit like a slap. What happened? Sunday, you said. I was confused, overwhelmed. Finally, he looked at her. His eyes were cold. You're talented, Chi. Brilliant at your job. But that's all this is. A job. I confused proximity for something else. Chi felt like she couldn't breathe. You're lying. Excuse me? You're lying to me and to yourself. She moved closer. I see you. Remember? Every expression, every tell, that thing you do with your fingers when you're nervous. You're doing it right now. Junwoo's hands stilled. It doesn't matter what I feel. Of course it matters. No, it doesn't. He stood abruptly. For the first time, she saw real fear in his eyes. Don't you understand? I don't know how to do this. How to be vulnerable. Open. All the things you deserve. So you're just going to run away? I'm being realistic. You're being a coward. The word hung between them. Maybe I am, Junwoo said quietly. But at least we both know where we stand now. This is professional, nothing more. Chi grabbed her kit, hands shaking with anger and hurt. You know what? You were right. You don't know how to want things. And I can't teach you. No one can. You have to choose it yourself. She was at the door when his voice stopped her. Chi. She didn't turn around. I'm sorry. Me too, she whispered. Left. Friday. Chi's apartment. Chi had thrown herself into work, taking every project offered, staying late, leaving early, anything to avoid thinking about dark eyes and almost confessions. She was reviewing shots on her laptop when Zay answered a knock at the door. Chi, someone's here for you. If it's Daniel again, tell him I'm dead. It's not Daniel. Chi looked up. Her heart stopped. Mrs. Park stood in her doorway, holding a covered dish, wearing a knowing expression. May I come in? Mrs. Park, Of course, please. Chi scrambled to clear the couch, mortified by the mess. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting... I know. The older woman sat, placed the dish on the coffee table. Kimchi jjigae. You seem to like it. That's so kind. But you didn't have to. My son is an idiot. Chi blinked. What? Junwoo. He is brilliant with business. Stupid with heart. Mrs. Park fixed her with a stern look. He pushed you away, yes? How did you? I am his mother. I know everything. She patted the couch beside her. Sit. I tell you story. Chi sat. When Junwoo was 7, we had dog. Small dog. Very sweet. He loved that dog more than anything. One day dog got sick. Very sick. Junwoo stayed up all night, holding dog, crying, but dog died. And you know what my son said? Chi shook her head, throat tight. He said, I will never love anything again because loving means losing. He was 7 years old. Mrs. Park's eyes shimmered with tears. Then his father died, and my son built walls so high I thought he would disappear behind them completely, until he brought you home. Mrs. Park, he is scared, terrified, but not of you, of how much he feels for you, of losing you like he lost his father, his dog, everything he ever loved. She took Chi's hand. Do not give up on him yet, please. I don't know if I'm strong enough to keep being pushed away. Then don't be strong, be honest. Tell him that love is risk, that it might hurt, but it is also only thing that makes us human. After Mrs. Park left, Chi sat with the kimchi jjigae growing cold and made a decision. Saturday evening, Park Luxury Motors, Beverly Hills. Chai used her crew access card, got into the building after hours. She knew Junwoo would be there. He was always there. She found him in his office, exactly as expected, surrounded by spreadsheets and projections. He looked up when she entered. Surprise and hope flickered across his face before he shuttered it. We're closed. I'm not here as a vendor. Chi closed the door behind her. I'm here as someone who cares about an idiot, someone who's about to ruin the best thing that ever happened to him. No. My turn to talk. Your turn to listen. She moved closer. You're right. Love is risky. It's inefficient. It's messy and complicated. It might end badly. But you know what's worse? Spending your whole life so afraid of pain that you never feel anything real. I'm protecting us both. From what? Happiness? Connection? Chi's voice rose. You met me by accident. Completely random chance. And things changed. You said so yourself. Are you really going to throw that away because you're scared? What if I hurt you? What if you don't? Chi cupped his face, forced him to look at her. What if this works? What if we're good together? What if taking the risk is worth it? Junwoo's hands came up, covered hers. His eyes were wet. I don't know how to do this. Neither do I, but we can figure it out together. I'm hurting, Chi. Damaged. I don't know if I can give you what you need. You know what I need? I need you to stop hiding, to try, to let me in. Her voice softened. I see every detail of your face. I remember every expression, every moment. You know what I see right now? What? Someone who's terrified, but also someone who wants this, who wants me, who wants to believe. I do want to believe, he whispered. You make me want to believe. Then believe. Choose me. Choose us. For a long moment, Junwoo just looked at her. Then his walls cracked completely. I'm choosing you, he said. I'm terrified. I'll probably mess this up, but I'm choosing you. And then he kissed her. It was soft at first, tentative, like he was learning a new language. But then Chi's hands tangled in his hair, his arms wrapped around her waist. The kiss deepened into desperate perfection. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Junwoo rested his forehead against hers. I don't deserve you. Probably not. But you've got me anyway. He laughed. That real, surprised laugh she'd fallen for. Kissed her again. One condition, Chi said when they came up for air. Anything. No more running. You get scared, you talk to me, you don't shut me out. Deal? Deal. He tucked a braid behind her ear. Though I should warn you, I've never done this before. The relationship thing. I'll probably be terrible at it. Then it's a good thing I'm patient and stubborn and completely unwilling to let you sabotage this. My terrifying girlfriend. Girlfriend? Chi raised an eyebrow. Awfully presumptuous. Would you prefer the woman I'm desperately falling for? Her heart soared. I'd prefer you just kiss me again. He did. And for the first time in 16 years, Park Jun-woo believed that maybe love was real. 3 weeks later, the gala. The launch event was everything Jun-woo had envisioned. Elegant, powerful, perfectly executed. The new electric line gleamed under strategic lighting. Celebrities and investors mingled with champagne. The campaign materials, Chi's artwork, were displayed like fine art. Chi had transformed the models into living embodiments of the brand vision. The photos told stories. The videos moved people. It was the most successful launch Park Luxury Motors had ever had. But Jun-woo could barely focus on any of it, because Chi was there, in a golden dress that made her look like a sunset given human form. Every time she smiled at him across the room, his heart did dangerous things. "You're staring," David murmured beside him. "I'm appreciating." "The campaign or your girlfriend?" "Both." Jun-woo didn't even try to hide it anymore. Mostly her. "Never thought I'd see the day Park Jun-woo had a girlfriend. Honest to God, thought you were married to your work forever." "So did I." Jun-woo watched Chi laugh at what Zae said. Her whole face lit up. "Turns out I was wrong about a lot of things." Rachel appeared, sharp in a black suit. "June, we need you for photos with the investors." She stopped, following his gaze. "You're serious about her?" "Yes. She's not exactly what I had in mind for you." "I know, she's better." Rachel's expression softened. "Stephanie Chen's here. Her father is still hoping. Tell him I'm not interested. Politely. Chi is everything to me." "Then you should tell her that. Publicly." Rachel nodded toward the stage. "Speech time. Don't waste it on just business." The speech. Jun-woo took the stage to applause, looked out over a room full of people who respected him, feared him, wanted things from him. But his eyes found Chi, standing near the back with Zae. Suddenly the speech he'd prepared, polished, professional, safe, felt wrong. "Thank you all for coming," he began. 6 months ago, we started developing a new vision for Park Luxury Motors, not just faster cars or more expensive models, but a fundamental shift in how we think about luxury, sustainability, the future of automotive excellence. Standard opening, expected. We hired the best team, invested millions, worked around the clock. He paused. "And none of it mattered until I met the right person." Chi's eyes widened. "I've spent my entire adult life believing that success meant efficiency, that emotions were weaknesses." He said the next word deliberately. "That love was a fairy tale. I built an empire on that philosophy, made my fortune, and I was completely wrong." The room had gone silent. 3 months ago, a woman used my car window as a mirror. Scattered laughter. She had no idea who I was, what I was worth, or that I was watching. She was just herself, completely unguarded, and in that moment, I woke up. Jun-woo stepped away from the podium, moved to the edge of the stage. This campaign succeeded not because of our budget or our strategy, but because of her vision, her artistry, her ability to see beauty in everything. His voice cracked slightly. "Including me. Keoma Okafor taught me that love isn't inefficient. It's the whole point. That being vulnerable isn't weakness. It's the bravest thing we can do." Chi's hand was over her mouth, tears streaming down her face. "So yes, we're launching an incredible new line of vehicles. We're revolutionizing the industry. We're doing all the things I planned." He looked directly at Chi. "But the real revolution happened in here, when I finally stopped running." He descended from the stage, walking through the crowd directly to her. "Jun-woo," Chi whispered. "Everyone's watching." "I know, let them." He cupped her face in his hands. "I love you. I'm probably saying it wrong, probably doing this all wrong, but I love you, and I'm done hiding it." "You're definitely doing it wrong," Chi said through tears. "You're supposed to say it in private. Romantic setting, not in front of 300 people. Too public? Way too public. Should I stop?" "Don't you dare." She kissed him. The room erupted in applause. Later, after the gala, they escaped to the parking garage, needing a moment away from congratulations and curious stares. Jun-woo leaned against his Bugatti, the same car where this had all started, pulled Chi close. "Did I really just confess my love in front of everyone I do business with?" "You really did. That was incredibly inefficient. The worst." Chi grinned. "Also the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for me. Set the bar pretty low, didn't I? Everything else will be disappointing." "Oh, I have very high expectations now." "You'll have to work hard." Jun-woo kissed her softly. "I can do that. Working hard is kind of my thing. Speaking of working hard, Chi pulled back slightly. My parents want to meet you. Tomorrow. Family dinner. His eyes widened. Tomorrow? Is that a problem? No, just intimidating. Will they like me? Well, you're rich, successful, polite, and you publicly declared your love for me in front of 300 witnesses. You're basically their dream son-in-law. Except my dad will interrogate you about your intentions. My mom will ask about marriage and grandchildren within 15 minutes, and they'll both want to make sure you respect our culture. Terrifying. Completely. But I'll be there, we'll handle it together. Together, Junwoo repeated, testing the word. I like that. Movement nearby made them both turn. Daniel stood a few feet away, clearly having just arrived. Quite a speech, he said, voice tight, very public, very dramatic. Daniel, Chi said warily, what are you doing here? I work here. Remember? His eyes moved between them. I came back for my tablet. Didn't expect dinner theater. Brooks, Junwoo's voice went cold. Is there a problem? No problem. Just interesting to see the great Park Junwoo brought low by, finish that sentence and you're fired. Daniel's mouth snapped shut. Actually, Junwoo continued, his arm tightening around Chi's waist. Finish that sentence and you're not just fired. You'll be blacklisted from every luxury automotive company in California. Your choice. For a long moment, Daniel glared at them. Then, with a muttered curse, he stalked away. You didn't have to do that, Chi said quietly. Yes, I did. No one talks about you like that. Ever. He turned her to face him. I told you I was choosing you. That means all of it. Defending you. Supporting you. Making sure everyone knows you're mine and I'm yours. Yours, Chi repeated, smiling. I like the sound of that. Good, because I'm not letting you go ever. Even when I'm annoying? Especially then. Even when I rearrange all your perfectly organized systems. That'll be harder, but yes. Even when I make you attend my parents' traditional Nigerian parties and eat food you can't pronounce, I'll learn to pronounce it. And I'll eat everything, even if it kills me. Chi laughed. That bright, beautiful sound he'd fallen for. How you really are all in, aren't you? Completely, terrifyingly, irrevocably. Junwoo kissed her forehead, her nose, her lips. You stole my cold heart, Chi Okafor. Might as well keep it. Deal, but you're getting mine in exchange. Best trade I've ever made. They stood in the parking garage, wrapped in each other, until security politely informed them the building was closing. As they drove away, together, in the same car where they'd met, Junwoo realized profound truth. He'd spent 31 years building a fortune, but he'd only just started living. 18 months later, Culver City. The apartment was bigger now. They'd moved 3 months ago into a place that combined both their styles. Chi's colorful art-covered walls. Junwoo had organized with ruthless efficiency. Nigerian sculptures sat beside Korean pottery. It shouldn't have worked. It was perfect. Chi stood at the kitchen counter, watching Junwoo attempt to make jollof rice. Under her mother's supervision via video call. More tomatoes, Adana instructed from the screen, and less stirring. You'll break the rice. I'm trying, Mrs. Okafor, Junwoo said, with the patience of someone who'd been taking cooking lessons for 6 months. Call me Mama. You're family now. Chi caught the small smile that crossed his face at family. Even after a year and a half, the word still meant everything to him. Her engagement ring caught the light. Simple platinum band. With a vintage diamond that had belonged to Junwoo's grandmother. He'd proposed 6 months ago during a trip to Nigeria, surrounded by her extended family, speaking broken but sincere Yoruba. Her father had cried. So had Junwoo's mother. So had Junwoo, though he pretended the tears were from the spicy pepper soup. Done, Junwoo announced, holding up the pot triumphantly. Adana peered at the screen. It's acceptable. High praise from her, Chi whispered. I'll take it. He kissed her cheek, then addressed the screen. I'll keep practicing, Mama. Next time will be better. After the call ended, they ate the definitely acceptable jollof rice on their balcony, watching the sun set over L.A. Your mother invited us to Lagos again, Junwoo said, for Christmas, and your mother wants us in Seoul for New Year's. We could do both. That's a lot of family time. Chi snuggled closer. You sure you're ready for that much togetherness? Junwoo was quiet for a moment. You know what I was doing this time 2 years ago? Working, alone. In an empty showroom at 10 p.m. on a Saturday, eating takeout at my desk, thinking that was success. He turned to face her fully. Now I have family dinners, cooking lessons, your cousin texting me memes at midnight, your father calling to discuss politics, my mother teaching you to make kimchi. Too much? Not enough. I want all of it. Every chaotic, inefficient, beautiful moment. Chi's eyes stung. Who are you? And what have you done with the man who thought love was a fairy tale? You happened to me. That's what. He pulled her into his lap. You, and your braids, and your mirror stealing, and your ability to see through every wall I built. Best random encounter ever? Best everything ever. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the city lights emerge as darkness fell. Hey, Chi said softly. Remember that first morning, when you asked what I was doing? Using my car as a mirror, hard to forget. I was running late to a shoot, stressed, worried about my career, wondering if I was good enough. She touched his face, traced the features her memory had captured that first day. I had no idea that the guy in the expensive car would become my whole world. I didn't know the woman stealing my reflection would steal my heart. So corny, Chi laughed. You love it. I love you. She kissed him slowly, thoroughly. Even when you're corny. Even when you alphabetize the spice rack. Even when you set 17 alarms on Saturday morning. I love you, he replied. Even when you rearrange my organized chaos. Even when you cry at car commercials, our own commercials, that you helped create. Even when you leave makeup brushes in my bathroom sink. Our bathroom sink. Our everything. Junwoo rested his forehead against hers. Who would have thought? Cold, heartless CEO brought down by a makeup artist and a Bugatti window. Technically, you brought yourself down. I was just being late and vain. Best lateness and vanity in history. Chi pulled back, studying his face. Every detail forever etched in her memory. The scar above his eyebrow, the way his eyes crinkled when he smiled, the softness that had replaced the hardness from that first day. What are you thinking? He asked. That I remember everything about you. Every expression, every moment. And my favorite one. Which one? Right now, when you look at me like I'm your whole world. You are my whole world, Junwoo said simply. You and our chaotic, beautiful, completely inefficient life together. Not efficient? Not even a little bit. And I wouldn't change a single thing. The jollof rice sat forgotten. They kissed under the darkening sky. Two people who'd found each other through pure chance and chosen each other through deliberate love. Park Junwoo had spent 31 years building an empire with a frozen heart. It took one woman, one mirror, one unexpected moment to teach him the truth. Love wasn't inefficient. Love was everything. And his heart, once cold, once closed, once convinced it was safer that way, now beat warm and open, completely, irrevocably hers.